here with Etienne Crete, founder of Desire to Trade. He is here in Singapore for a holiday vacation, am I right?
Trip, work, vacation, all combined.
I don't know whether you have seen the podcast Etienne interviewed me. If you haven't, feel free to check it out, alright? Right now, it's my turn to ask Etienne questions. Best trading advice that you can give to any beginner forex trader or stock trader?
That's a big question. I feel like people want to go into trading with like all these things that they want to do at the same time. Like they want to learn this and that, price action, support, indicators, and all that stuff. I think people want to try to master everything at once, but they cannot really do it. Best advice would be focus on one thing. Try to master like one thing, then like master it for real, then go to the next thing after.
Way too many people, they just dabble too much, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. So when you're pursuing something and you get bored of it, a lot of times it's very easy for us to hop onto one thing and then another thing and another thing. Especially in forex trading, since a lot of people are looking for the holy grail, which doesn't exist. What would you say to people who are out there trying to find the holy grail of trading?
The fact of trying to go from one thing to the next and being tired of that thing, going to the next. I've done that for like probably 2.5 years myself. Like focus on the process. Those are holy grail to trading. I think it's the process. Once you know the process deep down and you get consistent with it, I think that's where everything starts to change.
It's normal for a lot of traders when they first start out to blow their accounts, because here's the thing, I've blown many accounts. You read the Market Wizard's book, you realize that all of these traders, they have one thing in common, is that they all have blown their accounts or are very close to doing that. Etienne, what would you say is the best way for beginners to overcome a losing streak? Or what would you say to them after they have blown their account?
I think that's kind of a two-sided question. So first of all, blowing up an account, that's the first part. And the second part is going to be how to recover from a losing streak. The reason why people blow up accounts is because they risk too much. And that's simple. People don't want to hear this. It's like boring. It's the worst advice ever in terms of like excitement. But it's the only advice I can give. So, and there's this rule of like risking 2% per trade maximum, which I don't really like, because all strategies are different. But you have to compute what you call the risk of ruin. Risk of ruin is like how much you can risk to get the risk of ruin of blowing up your account as zero. And statistically, if you have zero risk of ruin, there's no reason for you to blow up an account unless you do like something stupid, something that you weren't supposed to do. But other than that, it should be fine. And then the second part, how to recover from a losing streak. I have this like one tactic I do all the time. Like whenever I have a couple of losing trades, I'm going to print all my trades on paper, look at all of them, identify everything. Look at everything I did I do things right? And there's something powerful with the paper thing, that when it's on paper you can get more real. I don't know what it is, but it's really interesting. So you identify everything on paper, look at everything, and I promise you're probably going to realize something you did wrong. Whether it's like one thing or two things, and you just correct that. And you're going to recover pretty quickly. That's something I started to do 2 years ago, to review. And like I found out my mistake pretty easily. And I know my mistakes are always the same. Like these 2 to 5 things. And once I can correct those, once I can put my effort to those, I'm going to become better over time, that's for sure.
This is what top traders do. They record everything down onto a trading journal. Now, since Etienne mentioned about trading journal, what would you say is the template that you recommend beginner traders have in their trading journal? Like, what should they include? What should they not include?
I found this way that works for me. Might not work for everyone. But I'm very visual, so I like to kind of put a screenshot of my trade, my chart. And so I use this free website called Trello. Trello, you can basically put boards and columns. So I put like my good trades, bad trades, winning trades, losing trades, and I classify them. I put the screenshot, and I put the entry, what I did I do something wrong. And that's for me just a way to kind of get some feedback on the trade.
Very straightforward, very simple. Okay, I also agree with that. I also use that. A lot of people have been talking about cryptocurrency. So Etienne, what is your opinion on cryptocurrency?
People won't like it, but I'm not a big fan of cryptocurrencies. I trade where I have an edge, where I can validate something. And for me, cryptocurrencies are like too uncertain. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how good is my edge on that. I won't risk myself to trade just for fun, because people say you can make money. If you trade for that reason, you have no reason to trade. I prefer to go where I know I have an edge, and for now it's kind of Forex and currencies. But if you can make money, and if you have a way to make like a proof that it's tested, you're going to make money over time, sure, do it. But if not, you have to be careful.
Totally agree with that. A lot of people, they tend to jump into cryptocurrency just because everybody is doing it, just because the price is going up. Do they know why they're buying to it? Not really. So if you just go in just based on greed alone, then please don't go in like what Etienne said. So a lot of beginners, they have this trouble of managing their risk. All they focus on is the profits rather than the amount of risk that they're taking in each trade or how much risk they're taking in their portfolio. So what would you say is the best advice for beginners to manage their risk?
For every risk management, there's like 3 parts. Identify, assess, control. Do that for everything. And risk is not only like how much you're going to lose per trade. Like there's plenty of risk in trading. Like you lose the power, you have whatever happens, like your dog eats your computer, like whatever can happen. But you need to understand what risks are possible, and then you need to find a way to assess them. Are they like big or not? What can you do for them? And then control is like, what can you do? Can you have a measure? Like I'm sure if you have no Wi-Fi on your computer, you're gonna find a way to manage your trade, right? So same thing applies to any risk. You need to find a way to reverse things when they go wrong, and that's risk management.
Because you mentioned about percentage risk per trade. Ideal percentage risk per trade for beginners who are just starting out?
I would say as low as possible, so like 0.1%.
0.1%?
Yeah, because even 1% can be too much for some strategies. The best is that you compute your risk of room, you understand exactly as far like where you can go. But if you really want to try to like start things out right and try things, 0.1% you're not gonna be at risk. You're gonna be like stress-free. And that's the best way to trade. Over time, you want to increase to like a reasonable amount, of course.
A lot of beginners, they tend to take excessive amount of risk. So if you want to take things and make things easier for you, in your trading as a beginner, it's very important to take as low as possible in your risk before you increase the risk, like what Etienne mentioned. Since Etienne is a very successful speaker also, and trader, and as well as very successful in many areas of his life, what would you say is the best success advice that you can give anybody?
I would say this applies to like trading or anything in life. Consistent action leads to consistent result. I think wherever I put consistent action, I got fairly consistent result. Not fully consistent. It's like the market's going to move, things are going to happen, like events are going to occur. But at least if you put consistent action, that's the best you can do. You can at least expect close to consistent result.
Like even for YouTubers, right? You need to consistently put up videos because the algorithm favors people who put out consistent content. Applies to anything. Trading, business, you'll be way ahead of people who just talk and just do nothing about it and just dabble around, right? So consistency is the key to success.
One of the best ways to become good at something is to do it like every single day for like a year or whatever time you want. But if you do something every day, like if you backtest, let's say for half an hour every day, you're going to become good at like your trading.
So since you mentioned about backtesting, what would you say is the best way for beginners to backtest their strategy?
There's plenty of ways. I think there's softwares you can buy, there's ways you can do it for free. I guess you start for free if you want to start things and see how it goes. What I use is like TradingView, they have this function to do bar replay. So you can go back in time, test it out, practice, and that's the best way to do.
So what would you say is the main area that most traders fail in? Is it more of their technical strategy? Is because that they can't manage the risk properly, or is it because their trading psychology is not honed well enough?
People tend to focus on strategy, as you know. People like strategies. People even then they don't have strategies. They have like a mix of strategies, or they do like I'm going to trade on price action, and that's the end. So you want to be like clear on that. So I would recommend the mindset first.
Mindset first.
Because usually most people what they do is they try strategies. They have the wrong mindset and they fail. The best thing to do is to read books like Market Wizard, like you mentioned. You listen to other traders, what they do, what they think about, and that is what helped me the most. So I was like hanging out with traders, I learned the mindset that way. And then you want to go to strategies, for example. So mindset is easier to get first because then you don't fail after.
That's really interesting.
Money management is
really interesting. Because a lot of people, they start with strategies first, right? Before they focus on mindset, risk management. I agree with Etienne. Because you should really build your foundation first. I find that a lot of traders, when they have a very strong trading psychology foundation, for some of my students, and also some people that you've met, when they have a strong foundation, they can pick up just any strategy and they can still profit from it. But if you have the best strategy in the world, but if your trading psychology is not there, still can't profit from it. How do you get started? What made you go into trading?
I think it was just like a passion for trading and like an interest for movies like Wall Street. And one day I just opened an account. I wanted to prove my father I would be able to do it because he didn't really succeed that much in investing in trading. So I opened an account. I did maybe 1 week in demo, went to live, bought idea, and that's how I got into trading first.
How long did you trade in demo before you go to live?
Oh, like 1 week.
1 week before you go live?
Yeah, because For me, demo was like boring and not good. So I went to live way too fast, of course.
And that's a common mistake that a lot of beginners make, right? They go live way too fast before they even practice in demo. Which is a mistake that I made also, so I'm guilty of that. How long did you trade before you become profitable in trading? What is the one thing that made the most difference?
It took about 2.5 years, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years?
Yeah, almost the first 2.5 or 3 years, I was trying to learn by myself. I was reading books, taking some courses, going to watching webinars, videos. So I was traveling in Hong Kong at that time to study. And there was this one group I saw meeting in Montreal, my home city, and they were meeting up like traders every month. They had this like monthly event. So I told myself, when I'm going to get back to Montreal, for sure I'm going to go see that event. I'm going to meet those traders. And when I came back to Montreal, I went to the event, and for real, like in one evening, I learned 10 times more than in like 2 years of reading books, watching videos. Just by talking to people.
Just by talking to successful real traders. Since you mentioned about talking to successful traders and reading books, there are many ways that you can learn trading, right? Take courses. What would you say is the best way to shortcut your whole entire journey?
I would say it's kind of a mix of having a coach plus surrounding yourself with the right people. Like you know the quote from Jim Rohn? The average of 5 people surround yourself with. I think that's the best advice. Surround yourself with traders, talk with traders. Like your social life should be with traders as much as possible. I think people are really addicted to like finding problems, like and then they complain that this didn't work, this doesn't work, this is bad, this is bad, but they don't really find solutions.
The best book that you would recommend beginner traders or experienced traders?
I think this is going to be rough for beginners, but the Daily Trading Coach, I think that's what it's called, by Preston Barker. It's like a book with one kind of lesson per day, I think. And you really get to learn a lot from that book. Like all the psychology issues, all the trading journal stuff.
What would you say is the best ever advice that you can give to any beginner traders and experienced traders who are still struggling to get to the top 10% of profitable traders?
I would say like it's going to be classical, it's going to be simple, but I have this screenshot on my computer like all the time that says, remember that guy that gave up? Neither does anybody else. Like if you skip a video a day, or if you skip like doing your trade right, it's like giving up, no one's going to remember you. So for me it's total no, and I want to make sure I have an impact. So for me that's driving me all the time. Even if things are not good right now, even if things go bad, you can always change. You always are like one step away from the right decision.
It's very easy to give up when you're not making money, when you're having a losing streak. Correct? The key thing is to just come back and then reflect and then stay consistent, like what Etienne mentioned. What is one thing that your fans and followers don't know about you?
It's been a long time ago, but I used to be like very overweight. Back in like high school and college, I used to be very overweight, like 50-60 pound overweight, and then I lost that weight over time. With the same principle I talked about, consistent action, consistent result. So you put in consistent action with weight loss, you get consistent result. Yeah, I think it's something people don't know, and I don't like talk about it necessarily for the fun of it, but yeah, it's a fact.
Well, now you know. Consistency. He literally practiced what he preaches. How can the followers who are interested in you find your podcast and find your website and find your details?
Yeah, just desireToTrade.com, or they can go on Google, type in Desire to Trade.
Desire to Trade?
Pretty easily,
So I put everything in the description and then you can go check it out. Alright, so with that, I'll see you in the next episode.